Okay, I just finished wiring this up here. I mainly wanted to check the wires to see if they would be warm at all, and they're not. They're not cold, or they're not warm. They're actually a little cool. Alright, well the problem is I got this foolish heater right here. Alright. Okay, looking at the wires. 14 degrees. That's pretty well what it is right here anyway. So, of course, this is hot, right? So, yeah, the wires, I don't know, 16, 17 degrees Celsius. I wouldn't really call that warm. 20. Wow, this is the heat sink. No. No, there's nothing warm here at all. I'm getting 24 volts out of the two DC to DC converters in parallel. My output to the heater here, it's blowing all kinds of warm air, is well, you might as well say 1100 watts. It's supposed to be 1000 watts, but anyhow. And the input, this is what's coming in from the batteries, is 500. It's jumping around a little bit there. 525, 5. I'm only supposed to be able to get 500 out of it. Now I can actually drop that input down to 300. No, I guess it doesn't change that. That's just as high as it'll go, or it's going to pull that anyway, I guess. So I guess that's something to know with anybody that's I don't know why it's saying 60 hertz. It's not 60 hertz, it's DC. There's no AC hooked into this. Well, there's an AC line, but there, it wasn't hooked up. I have it turned off. I don't know why it's saying 60 hertz. That's DC. It's a DC plug right here going into it. Yeah. This bloody fluorometer drives me crazy. Time's out too quick. Okay, what are these looking at? They're not hot at all either. So 10 gauge is the way to go. Yeah, maybe 16. I think I seen 17, but that's 17 Celsius. That's not hot at all. Like, what's a table? Table's 15, almost 16. The table alone is that. Now the heater, you know, that's hot. But as for the wires, no. The wires are good. Yeah, the wires look good. Okay, so yeah, that's these two batteries going into these DC to DC converters that are step up to 24 volts. And what I do is I run each one separately. So one battery is going into one converter, the other battery is going in the other converter, and then I wire them in parallel so that I'm only drawing 10 amps off of this, off the output, and 20 amps off the battery. And the same over here, 10 amps off the output, the 24 volts, and 20 amps off the battery. So I'm drawing 20 amps off of each one of these batteries. I'm splitting the load is what I'm doing. By splitting the load, I'm able to reduce the size of the wire. If I was putting out 500 watts on 12 volts, it would be 40 plus amps, and you would need big wire for that. But if you do it this way, it's you save money on wire. You don't need as much wire. Now it depends on your load too, but everything depends on your load. You have to size your system for your load. But yeah, I'm just showing another part of my test system here. I'm just testing things, and I've tested this to prove that this works. And well, obviously not hard to figure out, but I'm not left-handed. Of course it's down here somewhere. Alright. Of course everybody knows it's geez, it's running at 13 volts. It's kind of strange. Well, it's pulling 20 amps, I guess. So it's drawn the battery down some. I guess that's why it's only 13 volts. Because it's drawing 20 amps, so it kind of makes sense to me as an electrician. It kind of makes sense. Alright, move on over to this one. They both were fully charged before I started this test, so jeez. Oh, there it goes, flying. Try to just get on it. I gotta come up with a better way of doing this. That's for sure. Definitely got to come up with a better way. This clip is smaller, and I usually clip it right in here. Alright, and I'm getting nothing. Why am I getting nothing? Huh. This one is 13.12. 100%. Well, I just got done charging this one. This one was charged last night. Surprising. And I've been testing on this one, so I don't know if that made any difference. Cheers.